Hi, this is Finance and Investing Just Joey Style, and here it is. I told you guys to get prepared. I am going to be completely transparent in what I have and what I do. I won't show you everything in this very first video, but you're going to see my main account, and I'm going to give you the reasons why you're going to want to listen to me over the next 2 to 3 years. Don't mimic everything that I do because what I do is for my personal life, and I'll give you the reasons why I'm doing it. But I'm going to give great advice along the way. I'm going to tell you all the mistakes that I've made. I'm going to show you all the mistakes that I made for the most part. Uh, and sometimes you're going to laugh and maybe you're like, geez, this guy, why would I take advice from him from some of the mistakes that I've made? But also you're going to go, this guy's still doing it. And I'm showing you that when you make mistakes, you don't tuck your tail and run, you learn from them. And then you come back and you do better. So I've learned from all my mistakes and I know how to do it better. Do I still make mistakes? Sure, but I don't make the same ones that I made in the past. And I don't lose as hard as I used to when there's something that doesn't work out the way you want it to. And now that's trading. But I'm going to show you the foundation of my account, and that is investing. Those are the shares in these really solid companies that I'm going to hold over time. And I'm going to show you a strategy that I'm going to run now because I just freed up some capital, took some profits on some things, which I'm very bad at. Trading is not my game. Investing is. Foundation through budgeting, surplus, have a month's emergency fund, and then be able to invest, and then we can get here. But if you're already here, here it is. This is Finance and Investing Just Joey Style, and this is my account. And here's the last year. That's right around where I started at. There's some times that I've added some money, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. At one point, my account was up 40%, and now it's up about 8%. My account's very volatile, and I have a lot of options. I'm very leveraged. Now, I have a core, and here's my core. And that's what we'll talk about first. This is Finance and Investing Just Joey Style, and right here, this is my core 6. And a lot of people would think that this is very, very risky. And there is some risk to it, but there's also a lot of backing to these companies. They've been really picking themselves up, and I understand what they do, the assets they have. I need to do a little bit more of a deep dive into some inner workings in Palantir, and then I got to learn a couple more things about SoundHound. But these are my core that I will hold and accumulate shares of. And that's the important thing. Don't worry about these prices right now. This is for entries and exits. Okay, these are trading. This is just what it's currently priced at. These numbers are the ones that you need to be concerned with. Your share counts. Now, this is a trade. Okay, your share counts are very important. That's your foundation. This is my foundation in my account, MSTR. It's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the greatest asset I've ever seen in my entire life, hands down. So I have 90% of my account. Well, I don't think it's that big right now. The allocations have changed a little bit because price is fluctuating, and I took some profits. Right now it's 40%, but there's a lot of options. But this is the foundation of my account. So here are my option positions that I have open. I have quite a few. I told you I'm very leveraged right now, and there's a reason for that. I believe wholeheartedly in crypto. I just came back from Bitcoin conference in Washington, D.C. this week. I just got back 2 days ago. And it was absolutely incredible. Bitcoin is the most incredible ecosystem I've ever seen in my entire life. And that is the exact reason why this is the core of my portfolio. And what Michael Saylor is doing with his company is a strategy, MSTR. He used to have a tech business, turned it into a Bitcoin treasury company, and it's not just treasuring Bitcoin, which is plenty enough They also innovate from it. They own 640,000 Bitcoin, and yeah, the current price of Bitcoin is about 122,000 each. So it's about $100 billion, give or take. And this company was only worth about 500 million 5 years ago. Bitcoin is absolutely incredible. The ecosystem, the jobs, what it's doing for different countries. There's Bitcoin art, there's Bitcoin insurance, there's Bitcoin credit, there's Bitcoin backed financial products. There's El Salvador is doing absolutely amazing things with Bitcoin. So it's incredible. It's and the culture, the people, they're absolutely amazing. They're wonderful to talk to. And it doesn't matter if somebody's been in Bitcoin for 16 years or if someone got in last week. And when you kind of like orange pill yourself, as they call it, it's a wonderful, they treat everybody the same. You're like, oh, hey, you get it. Cool. Come on in. Like that's literally the culture. It's wonderful. Um, but what Bitcoin is, and then that if it was just Bitcoin, I bet would 100% be my foundation and would maybe be more stable. But MSTR, I like what that company is doing. I like Michael Saylor. He's brilliant. He's using AI to create Bitcoin backed financial products. And it took him 30 years and he never made $1 billion. And in the last 9 months, he's made $6 or $7 billion products because of crypto and AI and his own brain. So it's incredible. So that is the reason that I have this as my foundation. And I will tell you, as of March, let me get my board real quick. This is my board. I do everything with whiteboards. That's how I keep myself organized. So I only had 101 shares of MSTR back in the end of March. March 29th, I had 101 shares. And I only put in $30 a week to this stock, this company, to my ownership. That's a very important word, ownership. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. So how in the heck did I get that many shares? Well, I have margin, I have leverage, I've been trading, I understand how some things work. I developed a trading strategy that that wasn't as safe as I thought it was, and it was good that I worked with somebody, actually Shades Trades. Shout out to him. Great guy, wonderful channel, has an amazing system. His system is great. If you go over there, you follow his system, you make money. I mean, it's incredible. He's a really great guy. Where the heck was I going with that? Oh, and he helped me figure out that my trading strategy had a flaw. I don't think he particularly found it. I think I'm the one that eventually found it, but he helped me get there. So it's great. You have to network. You have to don't do this alone is what I'm trying to get at. He has a different style than me. He looks at things different than me, but we get along very well. And it's good. We've learned some things from each other, and I like it. He's got a really nice community over there too. But yeah, this is very important. This is your foundation. So I trade and I'm leveraged, and I do not recommend trading to anybody who has never invested. You invest for a year or two and you understand some things, and then you can trade. I don't want to completely turn people away from trading. If you think you can do it, that's fine. But trading and investing are two completely different things. At the very least, you need to understand the two. Investing is a foundation. It's ownership. You're buying parts of a company that you're owning. This is literally a business. I own this business. I am part owner. Michael Saylor owns a lot more than I do, but I am part owner. So I am a partner of him and his business. That's how I look at this, and that's how you should look at this too. So whenever you put money into something like that, you need to understand why. And if you don't know, when this thing goes up and down, you're going to be like, this is why investors don't care, because we understand what we hold. And if somebody else doesn't understand this company, that's fine, but they're making money hand over fist. They're cash flowing. They're doing nothing but buying the most incredible asset in the world, and they own a crap load of it. And over the next 3 to 7 years, people are going to realize how just the scarcity of this thing is. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That is why I have that company. SoFi, I'm not going to go quite as much in depth in the other ones, but SoFi, it's incredible. It's going to be the bank that people grow up with. It's the new millennial bank. Think about it. It's getting into crypto. It has no brick and mortar. They're growing like a weed. Their revenues are good. They have an incredible management team. I mean, it's just, they're doing it. And they're going to be adopted. They're being adopted by people in this new tech age. This is exactly, SoFi is going to just thrive in this environment. And this environment isn't just going to last the next 3 months. This environment is just now starting for the new digital age that's going to be really put into place over the next 2 to 5 years. And they're at the forefront of innovation. I mean, this is basically your next JP Morgan, if you will. That's how I look at it. And I only had 8 shares of this back in March. Now I have 61. So I've been trading and adding different shares to different things. This is what I've been focusing on. But what I do is I focus on getting 100 shares. And I just broke that on SoundHound. We'll talk about it in a second. Palantir, nobody can touch them. They have incredible, they just had a bad article put out on them, like, buy this dip. Absolutely. I like it better around 165. But yeah. And I'm going to show you some strategies on how to just make straight up money on one company. But I'm also going to show you what I'm going to do with the wheel strategy. Anyhow, I can't talk. Palantir, nobody can compete with them. Their digital data, like, I mean, I don't even have the brain capacity to really explain this company, but what they do is incredible. Their books are incredible. They're sound. And it took a couple years for people to realize it. When they did, they were like, boom, they piled in and never stopped. Now, could this come down eventually? Yeah, but not right now, not in this environment. And if it does, it's a buy. HIMS, they're vertically integrated. They own absolutely everything. They have so much data on their customers. They know when someone's going to take a piss seriously. And that's incredible, because you need to know your clients. It's healthcare. It's digital telehealthcare that is owned by the company, and they're doing things that, like Walmart and Amazon really couldn't. They're incredible. Are there going to be some ups and downs? Is it volatile? Yes, absolutely. It's healthcare, and they're, small compared to other things, but for as small as they are really growing like weed. And with this AI tech environment, I don't know if they'll be able to integrate crypto in there or not, but they're integrating AI already, and they're going to have that digital interface with teledoctors, so that you have a doctor in your pocket, like, hey, I need this, I'm sick, I'm whatever, boom, you got a doctor right there. Now, do I think that it's going to be somewhat abused by people for excuses to, not take better care of themselves? It can, but that's neither here or there. One way or the other, it's going to do extremely well as a company, because healthcare is necessary, and they do some wonderful things. But yeah, there's always going to be questionable stuff with healthcare, but it is going to do incredible, and it's going to be the future. It's just where we're going, and that's how you invest. SoundHound, AI needs a voice. That's pretty much it. And they have an incredible foundation and a good management team. Like, they're doing it right. And they've partnered with car manufacturers and fast food companies. So what do people need? Transportation, and they need to eat. So they are partnering with big chains on things that people need and are in every day. So SoundHound is integrating their. My mom even has a car that has SoundHound uh, technology in it, Genesis. So SoundHound is in people uh, people's daily driving vehicles, maybe not daily driving vehicles, but a little bit more upper class. Like I can't remember who they're all partnered with right off the top of my head, but they're also into fast food chains. There's some taco places out in the Midwest that I don't really know that well, but apparently it's very big out there. So they've done it right. They've gotten themselves a very nice foundation, and I'm just incredibly excited for them to build on top of that. And AI needs a voice, and I believe SoundHound is paving the way to be one giant player, and their name is being used against big names. So to be competitive in that space is incredible, especially early on. So that's why that's there. And I will explain 100 shares in a second. And then BMNR. This one would be considered extremely risky for a financial advisor standpoint or an investment advisor standpoint because there's not a lot of data for the actual company. But what it is Ethereum. And Ethereum is an absolutely incredible network, asset, blockchain. It's going to be a digital infrastructure. It's going to do tokenization, which is going to be huge. They're already saying tokenization, $16 trillion by 2030. The crypto market is in its entirety is 4.5 trillion. So you're looking at like 4x. If they get half there, it's a 2x, and that's just one part of the market. There's going to be so much money that floods in this space. It's incredible. Ethereum is part of tokenization. Ethereum is going to. They're already running Liena, it's an L2 on Ethereum. I don't want to get too technical because I don't go that deep myself. I just know how amazing this stuff is. It's already running on Swift. The Swift system is what processes every transaction pretty much in the blasted world. Trillions. I can't remember. I think it's a quadrillion a year or something like that. It's incredible. So anything that gets a portion of that is going to be a necessary network. This is an infrastructure framework for the new financial system. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. There's going to be several Chainlink. I'll show you my crypto account one day. Not right now. There's going to be, this is a progression thing. This is what I do. This is who I am, and I'll show you exactly why I'm doing everything. Now let's go back to, that's not the only thing. It's not just Ethereum. This is an Ethereum treasury company. It's the biggest Ethereum treasury company, and I think that it will continue to stay the biggest because of Tom Lee's incredible ability to make money in Fundstrat. And I don't know exactly where all of the income comes from to buy more Ethereum. I got to look a little bit more into that. But Tom Lee is chairman of the board for this company. There's pretty much no overhead. There's like 5 people to run it. They buy Ethereum, they treasure it, and they can stake it. They can stake it for like 3% return. And once they get to 5% of the Ethereum network, which they'd probably be there in a year or two, 3 to 5 at the outside, and that's if something goes wrong. But they can do some extra things with staking and get more perks and rewards because they are a credible source to the Ethereum network. And that staking is very important to securing the network of Ethereum. So they understand that. Tom Lee has been the most incredible advisor for the last 10 years. Like seriously, he's been, nobody can outpace him. And some people won't take his advice because he's too bullish. It's stupid. Like he's a genius. He's brilliant and he's very analytical. He is running this company, basically. You put those two together, that just screams very solid chance of success. And adoption is coming. I can even show you. Where's that picture? Adoption is definitely coming. I don't know why it's there. We go. Samsung is bringing free access to onboard Coinbase. That's crypto. They have free access to onboard crypto or Coinbase One to all Galaxy users. That's incredible. So that's adoption. Innovation, adaptation, adoption, and world-class management team. That's what companies have to be in my portfolio. And I want 3 or 4 more companies, and I'll show you what they are. Tokenization right here. This is Tom Lee. $16 trillion by 2030. Uber bullish for ETH. He thinks that ETH is in a super cycle, and I agree with him. Fundstrat explains why Ethereum is the new Wall Street. We're starting with tokenization, tokenizing the dollar, and then Wall Street is going to tokenize equities. They're already talking about it. This isn't just speculation. Paul Atkins, the SEC chairman, has made this statement. They're going to tokenize equities. Ethereum is in a super cycle because of that. See, right here. Absolutely. It's going to be adopted very much so in the traditional finance. Don't sleep on a Solana either. I don't have any of that personally, but yeah. So this is just me. I'm just Joey. Literally, my name is Joey, and I just want to help people. This is what I do. I've been investing for 10, 15 years on and off. I did a decent at it before. My grandfather taught me everything I know, but I didn't follow his advice. And then I lost a bunch, and then I listened to him and I gained a bunch. And then I started listening to myself again, and then I lost a bunch. So I learned a lot of lessons from losing and not having somebody else there to be like, to check you. That's very important. Don't do this alone. Guidance, experience, very important. Not degrees, experience. You need life experience. You need market experience. You need to understand somebody that can separate trading from investing. Anyhow, so I've made a lot of mistakes, and I just like to teach people what not to do. Now, like I said, I don't, on my long-term portfolio, I can help you build a portfolio. And I'm putting all my stuff out there for free, and I'm putting out my budgeting stuff for free too. And if you want guidance, I have a thing. You can come into my website and you can get personal guidance. It's very, very inexpensive, but that's only if you want it. So here's my option positions. Okay, let's go. Let's just start from the top. I got some limit orders set. We won't really cover those too much, but BMNR right now, I have 6 leap options on BMNR. I'm very bullish on this company. And they're all, the expiration date is all the way out to 2028. So that means I bought a leveraged option, but I have 850 days for it to play out. So if you're going to buy options, that's the only way I recommend it, is leaps. But I don't recommend you ever buy an option in any manner until you learn how to invest. Actually, until you learn how to trade. So learn how to invest first, then learn how to trade, and then learn options. That's what I would say. Right now, I just hit 100 shares on SoundHound. So this is the overall count. This is what I teach. This is what I show. So I build up my accounts. I build up my share counts to shares of 100. Okay. That way, it gives me the ability to sell covered calls. So right here, 1031 is a $25 strike. Now, I went very safe on this because SoundHound is volatile and AI is a very big thing right now. So we're in a bull market, and then Q4, I think crypto and AI are just going to do very, very well. So I played this very safe because this is income. So what I did, this stock is, what's it trading for right now? 1782. So let's call it 18 bucks. So for 1800 bucks, I'm literally making, I sold this for $49. I'll even click on it and show you. I sold it for 50, I believe. Yeah, I opened it for 50. Don't worry about what it's worth now. Don't worry about what the contract prices do, because it's not about that. This is passive income. Okay. So what I did was I took $1,800 that I have in a company, but I don't even have 1,800 full dollars in this. Let's see here, because I bought my shares cheaper. I'll show you. My average cost is probably 12 to 15. I don't even know. 12. So my average cost is $12. So I have 100 shares of it, and my average cost is $12. That means I don't have $1,800 in the stock. It's worth $1,800, but I don't personally have $1,800 in it. I only have $1,200 in it. So now I'm actually taking $1,200. Okay. This is exciting. This is very exciting stuff. Like, seriously, think about this. I have $1,800, actually only 12 because of the appreciation of the stock. And I'm making $50 a month off of that. So you take $50 divided by how much you have in it. That's a 4% return, 4.1% return. I'm getting 4% on my money, on my original investment every month because of my ownership in this company. So now like I said, learn how to invest first, learn how to trade, and then learn how to do options. Now, if you're going to just simply sell options, you can sell options and learn that before you learn how to trade, but that's a different story. Anyhow, but even with the 1,800, so right now, let's say you just bought this stock, it's actually $1,782. You made $50 off of that. That's a 2.8% return in a month. If you times that by 12, that's a 33.6% return over the course of a year. People are struggling to beat the S&P 500. It's 10% a year. I literally just showed you a way to do it for 33% a year. Sell in covered calls. Safe. This is extremely safe. I'll show you this. So they were October 31st, I believe. Yeah. 27 days out. $25 call. There's the contract, -1. When you sell, it's considered a short. So it says minus because you get the income immediately. So I make this money that got deposited in my account immediately. Now, this number right here is delta 18. That means there's an 18% chance that SoundHound, according to all the algorithms, that SoundHound will reach $25 a share by this day. That's what that means. So my experience and my knowledge are very important because I know how to do this stuff. I screwed it up and I should have done this stuff for a long time, but I got caught up in the hype. And I'm leveraged right now, but there's a reason. There's hype, but there's fundamentals backing everything. And there's some options that I'm going to get potentially obliterated on, but I'm okay with that. My account's still stable because I'm managing it very well. But if I am right, it's going to be a very nice payday. And I'm okay with that. But you have to be okay with whatever decisions you make in your own account. So I will teach you the principles. I will show you even how to do it slow. But I'm also going to show you how to use some other tools if you're more experienced. And this is what I do. But we are going to focus on the basics and teaching. Now, so $1,800, I can bring in $50 a month currently. Now, this is going to change throughout time. Implied volatility is probably high, 115%. Yeah, that's kind of high. So that means those premiums are high. If that dropped down into like the 70s and 80s, I'd probably only be getting somewhere between $35 to $40 a month. That's just a guess. I'm not going to do the full calculations. But yeah, so think about it. Think about a bill that you have. If you've got $1,800 in the bank that's in your long-term savings that you're not doing anything with for at least 5 years. Now, this is where my budgeting stuff comes. You got to get your financial crap together. But anyhow, let's say you got $1,800 in the bank. You can do this right now. Do you have a bill that's $30 or $40 a month? Maybe your cell phone bill, maybe your internet, maybe the water bill. I don't know. You can pay for your water bill with this. Now, this is income, so remember that. If you make more than $600 a year, you got to report it and be taxed on it. But this is how you bring in income from your equity. You build wealth. It's very important. This is why I focus on share counts and getting into increments of 100 in those companies. Now, that's my account. That's what I do. I'm very bullish on MSTR. This one's a short-term trade. I'm up a little bit on it. This one's getting obliterated. I'll show you. I got very excited at a very bad time. So my timings, my trades are not great. This is down 72%. I'm down $2,000 on it, $2,400. Yeah, makes you sick. Like, dag on it. If I'd have just waited, I could have bought 3 of these or even 2 of them and put them out for longer days. Anyhow, I'll show you the mistakes that I make. And these are the ones that I could potentially get obliterated on, but I'm still holding them. Does this suck to see? Yep, sure does. But I'm still very, very bullish on Bitcoin and this company over the next 4 months, like very bullish. So I believe I can still make money off of these. That's why I'm not taking a loss. That's my riskiest one. And that was because of money, which I shouldn't have taken that trade, but I did. So I got a little smarter on this one, but it was still in a bad time. And I didn't think that MSTR was going to come down quite that hard. That was rough. But it's okay. See this one here, I'm down $3,000 on it. Yeah, that sucks to see. Absolutely. But it's the same thing. I believe they're going to come back before January. I still have 4 months left on these options to do what they need to do. And I do believe they're going to get above my strike prices. AMD, bullish on it. So these are out till March. See, I give myself time. These are debit spreads. I don't do spreads very often because you don't really need them. I like just regular call options better, but spreads are more inexpensive. So I can play more of them if I'm doing like a short-term thing. But I like regular calls better. Calls or puts. I play calls more than puts, but I'm just better at it. Or I can see it easier. Anyhow, this one's my best one. I mean, it's still getting destroyed right now because bought it at a bad time, 723. If I'd have just waited a month, it would have been great. But yet again, it was a decent time. I had an opportunity to put some cash into it, and I took it. Like I said, it's down 48%, $4,000. So I mean, one was down 2, 3. That's 5. I'm down almost 10 grand on those 3 options. There's nobody out there on YouTube that's telling you that. And guess what? Do I look worried? No. And my account's still up 8%. Now, if I didn't make this mistake, my account would be up even more. But that's the game. So I do play the game on the trading side because I know how to do it a little bit better, and I'm working with Shades to be better at it. So now I'm going to be doing anyhow. But yeah, my trade is still there. It still has 4 months to play out, and I'm okay with that. But nobody shows you that number. This is my account. This is my account. This is everything that I have aside from my Coinbase account. And crap, I'll just show it to you. Why not? Here it is, 30 grand. I have 100K, and that's everything I got. I got a little bit of my Schwab, and I got 2 MSTR options that are getting butchered in there too. So I got like 100 grand almost exactly, and that's everything I got. And I live off of next to nothing because I have big dreams that I'm working hard to fulfill. And it's going to be great for anybody that's around me, anybody that's been really good to me in my life, and just good people. I just want to have fun, and I want to create an amazing world around the best people. So that's what I do this for. So I live on nothing to make this dream happen because it's very important to me. Yeah, so there it is. And there's my account. Don't worry about Pepe's a little bit of a trade. Avalanche, I got that for free. I like Avalanche though. But here it is. XRP is my biggest one because I think it has the most upside potential. Bitcoin is the greatest thing that there is, period. Uh, ETH is going to fly. I believe, geez, I hate price targets because it's trading, but I think ETH gets above 10 grand for end of the year. It's currently sitting at 45. So yeah, I believe it doubles. It might even triple, but who knows? Hedera, really like Hedera. It's more like a shield. I think this is going to do well. I think it's slept on long term. There's spot ETFs being talked about for it. So yeah, Stellar, it's like XRP's little brother. I just like it as well. Inexpensive. I can acquire a lot of it. I hit my full position in XRP. I have a small drip into it, automated, but 4,000 is my long-term things. I won't buy anymore. Bitcoin, I will never stop buying Bitcoin. I'd love to get to a whole Bitcoin because yes, it will go to $10 million. I'm 100% confident in that. When? Probably 10 to 20 years, but it's going to hit 10 million for sure. So I don't have a cap on how much Bitcoin that I want to own. There's no cap. But I do want to get minimally to at least a 10th just because. That's my minimum number. Ethereum, I want to get to at least 5. I think it's going to be difficult to go to, but in my stock account, what I'm going to do is trading balls off there and see what I see, play what I play, and then build that up and build this up from the gains. Also, I won't anything that's on here, I won't sell any shares. The only thing that's tradable right now is XRP. 3,000 is my long-term hold. So 1,048 is tradable if I want. So I don't plan on taking any profits until it hits over 10 bucks, whether that happens this year or 3 years from now. Cardano, ecosystem, Jiminy Christmas. I want to get to 2,000 of these minimum. Oh, sorry. 5 Ethereum. I want to get to 20,000 H bar. I have 10.5. I want to get to 10,000 XLM. 2,000 Cardano is my minimum foundation that I want to build there for ownership. And this is incredible. This is going to be very, very key player for DeFi. They just got a partnership. Can't remember who they partnered with, but it's solid. Ondo, I want to get to at least 1,000 with Ondo. They're going to be big with tokenization. So I'm just I think it's a good play. So this is my diversification. I will not buy any more Solana. Is probably the only other thing that I will ever consider buying in crypto, at least over the next couple of years until, some things get more reputation or whatever. Chainlink, their name kind of just says everything you need to know about them. They basically link everything together. I don't think things can move forward without Chainlink. Do I know how extremely well they're going to do? I don't. But they're necessary. They're a component that has to be there for everything else to kind of be linked together. Algo is working on like privacy and stuff like this. Is more of a risky play. I think what they're doing is great, and if they actually take off, cool. I don't have a drip on this. I don't have a drip on this, but I have a drip on everything else. Drip is just I automatically goes from my bank account every time I get paid over. I think I do it every week actually. DCA. Pepe's a trade. I had it from before. I'm down on it, obviously, but it's whatever. Like I said, I think Algo is going to do some things. So I'm just building up some pieces and stuff. Now, over time, I might grab some meme coins or some whatever and just have like a little bag of, if this does something insane one day, great. But I'm not there yet in crypto. But I love it. It's going to do everything. Sui network, I hear a lot about it. There's a lot of things being built on it. So I think it's just an important network to own. I've heard great things about Avalanche. I don't plan on buying any more myself. Like I said, Solana is the only other thing that I really want to get a position into. And then that's my portfolio there. And we're going to see what this does. And look, I lost a couple of bucks since we've been talking. But yeah, this is what I do. Um, and there's everything. I'll show you my Schwab later on. No, I'm just helping people. Whatever. Here we go. I'm down 8 grand or 6 grand on these. Same thing. Two options that I thought were going to do great. They're getting butchered. They're either going to do well or I'm going to take a decent sized loss on it. So yeah, I'm sitting, like I said, right about 100 grand. And then this one right here, I still think it's going to do something. But yeah, big mistake. Did I tell you about all the mistakes that I made? Remember, I'm going to teach you all the things that I did wrong. Yeah, and I held it. There's a reason that I held it, but I also made huge mistakes and then my life crumbled, which sucked. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I'm Joey, and I'll tell you everything about me if you want. Also, I don't know if you can see him, but oops, there's my dog, Skizmo. He likes to be beside me, and it's just me and him. I'm like, wow. So I'll pull up a chair, put a blanket on there, and that way I can pet him and stuff while I'm working. Got to take care of your teammate. Anyhow, but yeah, MSTR very bullish on it. This one, I'm like I said, that one's getting beat, but I have almost a year on that, so I'm very fine with this one. And if MSTR and Bitcoin do what I think they're going to do in the next 6 months, all the losses I'm going to make up for them and then some for sure, just from this one option. So that's why I do what I do. It seems very risky, but I know what I know what I'm doing. It doesn't mean I'm going to be right on everything. I got BM&R spreads. This I'm doing something different with them, but I have limit orders set for 3 grand on them. I bought them for about a grand a piece. Yeah, that one was exactly a grand, and now it's up 23%. And I'm not planning on taking profits because it's out till when was that expiration date? 2027. So I have a year and a half for these to, it's like 400 or 500 days till they expire. And I believe that BM&R is going to do some incredible things in that time frame. Well above this. That's why they're spread so wide. And then I have BM&R call options. This at the time I didn't have the cash, so I put them into spreads, and then I took some profits on some things, and now I have cash, and I have 6 call options that are 2027 or 2028 for BM&R. And I do believe that there's going to be a point where this gets to somewhere between $150 to $300 a share in the next 6 months to a year. Now, I'm not saying closing and sustain. I'm saying that it can hit those levels. So I plan on taking some pretty daggone solid profits on one of these options when this thing does do a big move. That's what I'm expecting. And if it doesn't, like I said, I've 800 days on that, and I got 500 days on that to make it work. So that's what I do. It seems very, very risky, but it's not. It's the long dated bets, which is actually hedging my risk. Now, the biggest risk that I have is my margin. Last week, I got butchered. I'll show you right here. My account hit 70 grand again. Like, heck yeah. And then boom, in a week from the 19th to the 25th, I lost $24,000 on a $70,000 account. That hurt. And then I almost got a margin call, or I got risk of a maintenance call. So that's my biggest management right now, is managing my margin. And that Friday, that whole week just got pounded. And I had to make a decision right here. And I can't remember what news came out. And something slightly changed. And I went, you know what? I'm going to hold it. And I held it over the weekend because something changed. I took not really much of a risk, but it looked like it was going to start to go a little bit more upside because everything just kind of was at a little bit of a support. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to probably start coming back up, because I would have had to take some losses on things because of my margin. That's the only time that volatility becomes risk. I know this video is getting a little long, but this is what I do. This is who I am. So I took that risk right there. And that week I was like, sweet. So I didn't have to take any losses. And then boom, it's paid off. So know what you own, understand what's going on out there, and you can sift through the volatility, because my account is going to be volatile. Absolutely. Not just because of the companies that I'm in, and they're extremely good companies. And the next 2 to 3 years is going to prove that. And actually, the last 2 and 3 years has proven that, except for BMNR. And that's, well, understandable because it wasn't allowed to exist. So, yeah, that's what I do. And I don't mind volatility because this money isn't for tomorrow. This money is not for next month. This money isn't for this year. This money is for 5 years down the road. This money is when I get to my abundance. And retirement is not, it is a number, but it's not an age. It's an amount. Okay? That's an extremely important thing that I want to teach you. Retirement is an amount, period. You shouldn't retire based upon your age, because who wants to retire when they don't have knees and energy and all that happy crap? You know, that's why I also focus on longevity, mobility, because I don't want to be wealthy and not be able to move and live life. Anyhow, we got to think about long term. This is for retirement for me. And retirement, I believe, comes in 3 to 7 years. It just depends on what happens and how I play it. But nonetheless, within that time frame, I can 100% be able to replace my income probably within about 5. Yeah, that's how confident I am with what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you. Well, actually, I'm showing you right now. You get to follow my journey for free. Most transparent YouTuber that just wants to care for the little guy. This is what I'm doing. I won't comment. I won't reply to comments because I don't have the time. And if you want to chat, that's when you can get into my school stuff. Maybe I'll do some comments. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. Now I'll talk back to some people, but I'm not going to be like giving you guidance too much. You're going to be able to show my account, but if you want my actual guidance, it's cheap. Jeez, is it cheap? Inexpensive. It's not cheap. It's inexpensive. But anyhow, one more thing that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to get off. With my $16,000 in buying power here, it's all margin. I'm going to be trading about 10 grand of that in a wheel strategy. And I'm probably going to be doing it with either SoundHound or SoFi, or a combination of the two. So let's do some quick math here. Let's just go $18 a share at 500 shares. That's 9 grand. And then if I do one SoFi, that's another roughly 2,500. So I could do 5 contracts on SoundHound and 1 contract on SoFi with about $11,500, still giving me a little bit of a buffer for my margin volatility. And I'm going to show you that you can make money when stocks just kind of move back and forth and don't really do anything. I'm going to show you right now, actually. So SoundHound, I'm going to do this aggressively because we're in a bull market. I think that sound might come down a little bit. I'm not a big chart guy. I'm learning. I know how to read them, but I'm learning how to do them a little bit better. So top of the Bollinger Band's there, bottom of the Bollinger Band's there. This is the 1 month. If I'm going to be playing, no, I'm going to be playing weeklies. So if I play weeklies for options, what I do is I look at the month chart. If I do 3 months, it's been a while since I've done this because I've had to get my stuff together. But if I'm playing monthlies, I'll look at 3 month, and we got 19 again and 13. So Bollinger Bands just to give us a standard deviation. So this is just the range that it's probably going to trade in with over the next month. So that's what I like to do over for a week. So I probably wouldn't sell options below 15, and I wouldn't sell covered calls much above 19, but I did because I was playing month out because of volatility. Anyhow, so this is going to set me up for an entry right here. I mean, 15's got a pretty decent support back here. It's got pretty much old resistance back here. Right there. I mean, yeah, 15, 16, you want to play aggressive. It's at 18, so you could even go $16, $17 to play more aggressive because you got support right there at 16, 1650-ish. Nice little whatever. So you could do that as well. So I'm probably going to go aggressive. I'm going to go 16-ish, 1650s. I should have just hit trade. Anyhow. So I'm going to be playing a week out. So I'm going to play next week. These numbers are going to change a little bit by Monday because prices are going to fluctuate. But what I'm going to do is 5 contracts. I'm going to go sell. So sell, put. These are calls. These are puts. See how the numbers are in the right are changing? Anyhow. So I'm going to sell put. This means I'm going to buy 100 shares of SoundHound stock at whatever strike price I pick. Okay. So I'm going to probably go 16, maybe even 1650. Why not go aggressive? We're in a pretty bullish environment. We're going to be volatile. We might come down a little bit. This gives us some downside. Yeah, I'm going to play either 16. I might even play them both, 16s and 1650s. You know what? I'm probably just going to do 1650. So what I would do is this is what I'm saying. I will buy 100 shares of stock for every contract that I sell for $16.50. Okay. So that's $8,250 I'd be playing with. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to collect $37 for each contract, or 37 cents per share. Since it's 100 shares, times this by 100, $37. So I'm going to make $185 in 6 days with $8,000. I would say 8250 or something like that. That's a 2.2% trade. And what happens here is literally I'm saying I will buy these shares at 1650 if they're at 1650 or anything below it. Okay. But we showed that we got some pretty decent support. We're probably not dropping much out of 15. So yeah, I could still have some downside, but I'm okay playing aggressive because we're in a bullish environment. And this drops from its current price. And I can make 2.2% guaranteed and $185 for the next week. And I only need $8,000 to do this. And that's what I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? I'm probably just going to set this trade up right in front of you right now. So what I'm going to do is 5 contracts. I mean, we'll go low end for right now. We'll see. We'll do the 35. You know what? Let's do 36. And that's going to pay us $179, $180. If this hits, we're going to do, we're going to do good till cancel. And we'll do good for the day. We're going to review the order. And we're going to submit it. This is going to queue on Monday, and if it hits, it hits. We might adjust it depending upon the prices. But yeah, so right there, I just submitted that order. So I've got $8,250 in collateral coming out. You're probably going to see a change in my account. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, well, I just took everything because SoundHound is that's right. I should have thought about that. But that's okay. That actually helps me because then I won't play anything more and I'll use less margin. and my portfolio risk won't be bad. Now, the reason that it took $16,000 is because SoundHound, I believe, is a 50% more maintenance requirement. 35. So 25 is the lowest. So it would give me dollar for dollar basically at 25. But this is considered a riskier company. Well, it is. It's not a startup, but it's not as well reputable as some others like Google and Apple and the big boys, Walmart. But that's still not that bad. So it took more margin to do that. But what I'm doing, margin's not even my money. So I took money that Robinhood gave me. They're going to charge me. Let's see, what is my margin right now costing me? Margin's costing me $4 a day. Okay. So and that's on all of it. So it's costing me $4 a day on all of it. Ouch. I gotta sneeze. Okay. So the margin's costing me $4 a day on all of my margin. I just made, well, I'm going to make about 180 bucks in a week. So in 7 days. So if margin over 7 days is costing me $4 in total, that margin is going to cost me 28 bucks, and I just made $180 off of it. And that's all of my margin. So I'm not even going to calculate it down, but 180 and it cost me $28 to hold the margin. I'm still going to make $152. This is how the rich people use wealth. This is how they use debt. The average person goes into debt and buys things that don't appreciate. I'm going into debt to get more money. The debt cost me 28 and I made 152. That is how wealthy people think. So I'm trying to teach people how to do this. So I'm making 150 extra bucks, which is a good portion of my paycheck right now. So that's extra money. And guess what it does? It doesn't go into my pocket. It can if I want it to, but I'd rather build my account up because I'm building shares. So what I do is I take 40% of everything. So this is me. Like, this is what I do. This is what I do. I don't know how else to say it right now. But whenever I make a trade, so when I make that money, when it goes through, it'll take 6 days to play out. And I'll either buy shares. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. I will either buy the shares at $16.50 and it'll drop below there and I'll be in a little bit of a loss, but gain 152 bucks. But I'm okay buying shares of it anyhow. And then when it starts to come back up, I'll just start selling covered calls on it. So I'll do the wheel strategy. So I bought it at $16.50. So I'll sell $17, $18, $19 covered calls on it, something like that. And as it comes up, I'll make money on both sides. And then as the trade comes up, I'll make money when I exit it, when I sell a covered call. And then if it starts going higher, maybe I'll start buying in at 20 if it's there, if I think it's okay, but maybe there's a point when it gets too expensive. So there'll be a point when I stop doing it on SoundHound because it's just gotten too expensive and I don't want to be caught in it if it does decide to come down. And then I'll move to another stock that is not performing as well. Maybe at that time, HIMS isn't doing very well and HIMS drops down to the 40s. And then I can do this on 200 shares of HIMS while SoundHound's doing its thing and I get out of risk. That's kind of how you got to do this. That's trading, but I'm getting better at it. But that's what I do, and that's why I do it. But anytime that I make any money in a trade, anytime I make any money in a trade, when I do these covered calls, if I make money in a leap option, if I make money just simply trading shares, I take 40% of that and I buy long-term shares with it. So I compound my compounding. So I'm taking my wealth. I'm already making money off of it. So this $50 that I made on SoundHound, when I make that full amount or whatever it is, maybe I only make 30 or 40 on it, and I decide that's okay for me. I'll take 40% of it. So if I make $40, I'll take $16 and I'll buy long-term shares. Maybe I'll buy $16 of that MSTR. Maybe I'll put a couple bucks into each one of these companies. And it doesn't seem like it's going to do a lot, but it's literally building these share counts, which, like I said, is my principle. I show you that this is the most important thing, is your share counts. This is going to fluctuate up and down, but eventually it's going to be going up into the right over time, as it has. Started here, now we're here. Okay? It's very important to have a long-term foundation, and these are my foundational stocks, for sure. I would like to add Tesla. I would like to add Robinhood, the platform that I'm using, because I think they're going to be basically the next Merrill Lynch or Charles Schwab. I would like to add Amazon, and I will only add one more stock, I believe, and I don't know what that's going to be, but Tesla, Hood, Amazon, and probably AMD or NVIDIA. I like AMD better. I always like an underdog, and they're going to do well anyhow. But I think that people are sleeping on them in the inference market. So, yeah, Tesla, Hood, AMD, and Amazon. Those are the other four stocks. I just kind of decided that right now. I've been thinking about it. Tesla, Amazon, Hood. Give me 1 second. Tesla, Amazon, Hood, AMD, or NVIDIA. But I think it's going to be AMD. Like I said, underdog. That's my style. But yeah, I can also help. I also help people build portfolios. And I have a basic one that's much better than the 60-40 bullcrap, the stocks and bonds and garbage they do. But we focus on ownership because, like I said, look what I'm doing with SoundHound. So my next builder is SoFi, and this is price related because we're not looking at value because I can build shares of SoFi quicker than I can build shares of anything else other than SoundHound. I just got to 100 on SoundHound, I think this week. It was like Thursday or something. And I took some profits. Thursday or Friday. So my next builder is SoFi. I only need 39 more shares, and guess what I can do on SoFi? I can start generating income from that. Okay? Same way. So what I do for long-term income is I go a little safer. I go a 30 for 30 method. So 30 days out, somewhere around 30 days. So either one of these is fine. Look for volume. And then I go to 30 delta, which means about a 30% chance that it's going to happen. 30 days out. So I like this number better. Just it's a whole number. So I'm going to go a little bit safer too. So 30 days out, I'd start selling covered calls on this, and I can generate $74 a month. Now this is going to fluctuate. It's not going to be 100% what this is, but I always apply for at least 50 to 75% of this number. So now I have two companies where I have the total is going to be about $4,000, $4,300. And I can bring in potentially about $125 a month off of 4K. That's probably like your electric bill, or maybe even a good portion of your car payment, or your rent, or some extra food, or some extra fun, or something. Think about this. Think about how you can do this, especially paying your bills. But we got to get there first. Get your budget crap together. And I have 6 steps to do that. I'm going to put it on YouTube. And then I give you some framework for investing. But yeah, this is what I do. This is what I teach. So we build up these shares, and then later on, we turn it into income with covered calls. We sell them once a month because we do a 20-minute analysis, and that's it. We go, okay, that's probably this. We look at it, we boom, check it once a week. So you got half an hour in it a month to generate income from it. Now that's $4,000. I make $125 off $4,000. So 40 grand, guess what? That's $1,200 a month on 40 grand. That's $12,000 a month on 400 grand. Now, like I said, expect 50 to 75% of that because of fluctuations. But still, on 400 grand, you can bring in about 6K a month. That's more money than I'm making now per year. Yeah. So as my account grows, this is why I'm saying that in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm not going to be working anymore because I'm going to do this for income instead of the stupid crap that I'm doing now. So this is finance and investing just Joey style, and this is what I do. This video is getting long, so I'm going to end it now. And I'm going to be transparent. You can see everything I do. So comment, ask questions, copy me. I don't care. I'm all about helping people and building together.